Hello everybody, Dean's Beer Reviews number 21, would you believe? Tonight we are going to do one that I've not heard of. I like to get in beers that I've not heard of. It's a barley wine, or as it's written on the bottle, a quadruple ale, but I'm calling it barley wine because of the strength. It's 11% volume. Quadruple just means it's quadruple fermented, so that it's bottle conditioned. From Bruges in Belgium. I don't know if I've had one from Bruges before. If I have, I haven't known about it. But I've the brewery is called De Halve Maan Brewery. De Halve Maan means half moon in Flemish, as you can see by the half moon picture there. I don't know if you can make it out, it'll be small on camera. Yeah, it's called Straffe Hendrik, and I've never heard of Straffe Hendrik before, so yeah, it's supposed to, a little description on the side here. Special dark ale brewed according to a special recipe. Brewed. It's supposed to be, it says brewn, so they've also got their English wrong. B-R-E-W-N. It's in past tense of brewed. Brew. It's supposed to be brewed, not brewed. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, served cool, so that's what it is. Cool. It's probably about 9 or 10 degrees, something like that. Right. And it's strong, like I said, it's 11% alcohol by volume, so careful. Right. Glass of choice today is the trusty Golden Drac tulip glass. These are the best sort of glasses. These sort of shape, the big balloon bottoms for tasting things like barley wines or the aromatic beers. Right. Cap off. Just been informed by my lovely wife that I'm saying the word right too much. Right. You shut up. Oh man, big fizz. Right. Half moon there on the bottle cap. Probably look crap on the camera, but there you go. Right. Smells dark enough. Got a flipping annoying bunged up nose, especially when you're trying to do a review beer. That's the last thing you want. Never mind, we'll manage. Ooh, wow, I'm barely even touching that. I'm already getting a billowing head coming up. Right, so we'll leave it there for the time being so we can do a swizz and a test. Wow, that is dark. Oh, that's just going to have a hand in front of it. It's actually not that dark. It's got reddy hues around the edge, but other than that, yeah, it's pretty dark. You can't see through it. That's quite a nice colour actually. It's definitely more red than amber. I can see the reflection of the light in the glass, and it looks red. That looks really cool. Nice off-white head. I've barely poured it, but it's got just over a finger head there. And for a strong barley wine, sometimes these don't really have great heads, so that's quite a good sign. And like I said, it's bottle conditioned, this one, so you want to be careful when you're pouring. Leave the sediment in the bottle. Oh, that's strange. Oh, hang on a minute, I can't smell much. Try again. Oh, that's weird. It's like, obviously you've got your typical dark fruit, that's a cliche, but there you go. Smell. But it's almost like pear drops or something. Like a really sweet, well, sort of tangy sort of smell. Might have to get a second opinion here. What can you smell in that? Give it a swirl. Stupid nose. It's not a particularly strong smell, is it?
It's not at all.
It's quite mellow for a bark. Some of them tend to be quite aromatic. This is quite a mellow smell. And the alcohol as well is a bit there in the smell. It's 11%, so that's not surprising really. Right. It's about to do a beer review and you get all congested right at the last minute. And you've already got the beer ready and never mind. You can still smell something. So let's pour it up. So yeah, it's not too much of a smell to be honest anyway. It's definitely not hitting me. God man, the head on this thing. Barely even touching it, but that's not going to help. The way I just did that then. Leave that bit at the ball.
I think it smells like root beer.
Fiona says she thinks it smells like root beer. It's like a germaline sort of smell.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you can get a bit of that. Complete with dog hair. That's the second time that's happened to me. Third actually. Yeah. Well, here's looking at you, beer. That is a thick head. There's bubbles just go bloop, bloop, like it's still in a fermentation tank or something. And it's like 3 fingers, easy. Right, my wife's just saying taste it.
Don't.
So I'm gonna taste it. Cheers, folks. Straffe Hendrik 11% barley wine, quadruple ale. Not bad. Nothing wrong with my sense of taste. Let's have another smell. Another smell, another taste. So that just proves it just wasn't a strong aroma. Alcohol, not masked at all. You can taste it, it's warm. A bit of sweetness. It's fairly hoppy as well, it's like tangy, a bit like a blonde ale or something like that. But it's your typical dark brown beer smell, taste. Certain smoothness in the mouthfeel. It's hard to describe. A bit like when you've bitten into a really tart apple and that feeling it leaves in your mouth. Although it doesn't taste of tart apples, it's that feeling it leaves in your mouth. It's warm, it's fairly malty. It's not that hoppy in the taste, but you get that in the mouthfeel and the finish. It's bitter in the aftertaste. The finish is bitter, which is quite nice to see in a barley wine style ale that's not too sweet. I mean, if you have the La Trappe quadruple, which is what we'll be doing at some point, that is sweet, but that's nice, but that is sweet. And it's a similar sort of beer to this. I'll tell you what, that alcohol's starting to decongest me, so be careful with this one. It will come back to bite you in the bum. And if you drink the whole bottle too quickly, do something else to your bum, that's another story.
Dane.
Getting the sweetness that time, like a candy sugar sweetness. It's almost like a really concentrated sort of fruity cola-y sort of taste. It's your typical barley wine, it's nice and warm, it's nothing wow. But it is very nice, it's a very, I mean, for the weather outside, it's cold and windy, it's a nice soothing sort of beer. Want to taste? Give the wife's opinion, see what she thinks. Have a proper taste, don't just taste it on the tip of your tongue or you'll just get bitterness.
Tastes a bit burnt.
Tastes a bit burnt. True, that's the maltiness in it. You can tell it's going to be a sweet, burny sort of, almost like a really strong porter sort of taste. When you can see the head, it's like a mocha sort of colour. Burnt malt. Yep, that's definitely there. Almost like a winey palate as well. Very, very slightly. Yeah, I've never heard of this one. The Haverman Brewery, the Half Moon Brewery. From Bruges in Belgium. Last minute. Really, already? Okay. Do excuse me. Bless me. Yeah, Straffe Hendrik. It's a nice, deep, warming barley wine with sort of burnt, sweet, sugary notes, and a bit of a winey palate, and quite tangy. Cheers.